Welcome to another Fast Tips video brought to you by AccessLearningZone.com. My name is Richard Ross, your instructor. In today's video, I'm going to show you how to do a double lookup, a double DLookup, which is a DLookup looking up a value based on multiple criteria. 2 or more criteria make up the result. Now, earlier today, I did the same thing in Microsoft Excel using something called a helper column, which you don't have to use a helper column in Access, because in Access, the DLookup function itself can take a criteria string that has Boolean values in it, like and and or. We actually, I think, have an easier time doing this in Access. So go watch this if you're curious how to do it in Excel. I'll put a link down below. Essentially, we're looking up the sales based on state and city. All right, so you've got a bunch of cities, you got a bunch of states, but you could have Buffalo, New York, you could have Buffalo, Illinois, you could have Buffalo, Texas. Okay, and so we have to be able to look up a combination of those two things and then bring back the sales. Now, before we get started, of course, you need to know how to use the DLookup function. If you don't know how to use DLookup, go watch this first. Otherwise, you're going to be completely lost, because I'm not going to go over explaining how DLookup works again. Go watch this video, then come on back. And also, if your criteria involves using string values, you're going to have to know how to use the double quotes, which is double quotes inside of double quotes to make double quotes in your string. What's all that about? Well, go watch this video. I explain that in more detail. Okay, here I am in my Tech Help free template. You can download a copy of this off my website if you want to. In here, I've got a customer table, and we'll just cheat and use this to replicate that sheet that I had in Excel. There's state and there's city. And again, of course, this would be a table where there are no 2 duplicates of this stuff. So for example, Fort Myers, Florida, Riverside, Iowa, we'd have another one here. Let's say New York, Rochester. There might even be one of those down below. Let's get rid of Paris just for the sake of class. There's a Buffalo, New York. Let's do a Buffalo, Texas. And I think that's good. If there are any other duplicates in there, not a big deal. And for the monetary value that we're bringing back, we can use credit limit. All right, so there's our value. We're going to look up city and state combination and bring back the credit limit. Okay? All right, let's close that. Save changes, sure. And we'll just do it right here on our main menu. Okay, so let's take this and make this the state field, which means we're going to come over here and we're going to name it state. And we're going to get rid of the control source and get rid of the format. And we'll make the data default value be, let's say, New York. Okay? Okay. Then we'll copy and paste that. And we'll make the next one the city. And let's go up here and we'll change the name of this to city. And data, we'll make the default value, why not Buffalo? Okay, so this is what the user is going to type in. Then we'll have our calculated field right below here, which will be the credit limit, which will be returned. And I'm going to gray this out because this will be a calculation. I want the user to know that the database is going to calculate that one for them. All right, so we'll come in here. We're going to name this guy credit limit. And I just saw that data value. Let's get rid of that. Because for this, we're going to use a control source. All right, Shift F2 to zoom in. And what's the control source going to be? Here's where our DLookup function goes. So I want to DLookup the credit limit from the customer table, where the city equals the city that's typed in and the state equals the state that's typed in. Now, those criteria can get crazy. So first I'm going to type it in and I'm going to hard code the criteria. It's easier to understand this way. Okay, so it's going to be equals DLookup. What am I looking up? The credit limit. If I can spell today, credit limit from the customer table, where, let's say, the state equals. Now, in here, I want to put New York like that, but I'm inside a string right now. Okay, so these have to be replaced with double quotes. And that'll say state equals New York inside the quotes. And city equals Buffalo. Close those quotes, and then close the whole string. Okay, see that? So that will translate into a double quote. That will translate into a double quote inside that whole string. This is one string right here. I know it's confusing. That's why I'm going over it again, and I wanted you to watch that other video too. Okay, this comes up a lot, and you have to have that if your criteria are string values. Now, if I hit OK, Let me save this and close it, and then open it back up again. And there we go. And that works. And let's double check. 2997 is Buffalo, New York. 2997 looks good. All right, so it's working. I knew it was going to work. The tough part is just getting this criteria down. Okay, now, I don't want to hard code that criteria. I want to use whatever is in the city and state text boxes on this menu form. So I'm going to replace New York with the state text box. Now here's where it gets crazy. You got to close that quote, ampersand, state, ampersand, and then open up the next quote again. See that? So it's going to be quote, New York, quote. And that's all inside of that. And then the same thing over here with the Buffalo. Sometimes it's easier to do it with X's. Just go quote, ampersand, X, ampersand, quote like that. And then replace that X with whatever you want to go there. And in this case, it's city. And remember, if you've got spaces in your text box and field names, you got to remember to put these around them. But we don't. So in this particular case, we don't have to. Access will anyways in a second. Watch. When I hit OK, it'll just do it for me. See? Whether you want it or not, sometimes Access does it. But that is now how you do it with multiple criteria. And this could be an or. You could have multiple of these. You could use parentheses in here and have, a bunch of ands and ors together. Right? Those are all different Boolean statements. Okay, close this, save it, open it up now, and now I can change this to Buffalo, Texas. And as soon as I hit tab, boom, it updates the DLookup statement. And yes, you can use the DLookup statement in a query if you want to. Although I recommend against using DLookup statements in queries because they get really, really, really slow. All right, DLookups are best for like one-offs like that. If you can do it in a query, you can use a join. And this will also work with the other domain functions too, dmin, dmax, dsum. The bottom line is just using the multiple criteria over here. And you can see how this is actually easier than doing it in Excel because we don't have to put together a fake helper column, right? The criteria supports that and or an or. And there you go. That's it. I know I get asked this a lot. I see this come up a lot in the forums. I know I've covered it in my classes a million times, but here's a specific video to show you how you can do it with multiple criteria. And I hope this helps you. If you have any questions or comments, feel free to post them down below. If you want to learn more about the DLookup function and all kinds of criteria and cool stuff like that, I cover it in Access Expert Level 10. I strongly recommend my full course. I go over stuff in a lot more detail than I do in these tech help videos and fast tips videos and all that good stuff. So that is your fast tip for today. I hope you learned something, and I'll see you next time. If you enjoyed this video, please give me a thumbs up and post any comments you may have. I do try to read and answer all of them as soon as I can. Make sure you subscribe to my channel, which is completely free, and click on the bell icon to select all to receive notifications when new videos are posted. Make sure you click the Show More link down below the video to find additional resources and links. You'll see a list of other videos, additional information related to the current topic, free lessons, and lots more. YouTube no longer sends out email notifications when new videos are posted, so if you'd like to get an email every time I post a video, click on the link to join my mailing list. Even if you don't want to become a member, feel free to donate to my tip jar. Your patronage is greatly appreciated and will help keep these free videos coming. I got puppies to feed. How do you become a member? Click on the Join button below the video. After you click the Join button, you'll see a list of all the different membership levels that are available, each with its own special perks. Silver members and up will get access to all of my extended cut tech help videos, one free beginner class each month, and more. Gold members get access to download all of the sample databases that I build in my tech help videos, plus my code vault, where I keep tons of different functions that I use. You'll also get a higher priority if you decide to submit any tech help questions to me, and you'll get one free expert class each month after you've finished the beginner series. Platinum members get all the previous perks, plus even higher priority for tech help questions, access to all of my full beginner courses for every subject, and one free developer class each month after you finish the expert classes. These are the full-length courses found on my website, not just for Access too. I also teach Word, Excel, Visual Basic, and lots more. You can now become a Diamond sponsor and have your name or company name listed on a sponsors page that will be shown in each video as long as you're a sponsor. You'll get a shout out in the video and a link to your website or product in the text below the video and on my website. But don't worry, these free tech help videos are going to keep coming. As long as you keep watching them, I'll keep making more, and they'll always be free. Now, if you have not yet tried my free Access Level 1 course, check it out now. It covers all the basics of Microsoft Access. It's over 4 hours long, and I just updated it for 2021. You can find it on my website or on my YouTube channel. I'll include a link below that you can click on. And also, if you like Level 1, Level 2 is just $1. Yep, that's all, $1, and it's free for all members of my YouTube channel at any level, even supporters. Want to have your question answered in a video just like this one? Visit my tech help page on my website. You can send me your question there. While you're on my site, feel free to stop by the Access Forum. Lots of good conversations happening there. Be sure to follow my blog, find me on Twitter, and of course, YouTube. Once again, my name is Richard Ross. Thank you for watching this tech help video brought to you by accesslearningzone.com. I hope you enjoyed this video and that you learned something today. I'll see you again soon.